This video shows a demo recently done by TCC Level, owned by Tom Karkoff. The demo was done in Wickliffe, Ohio, on one manhole there in the city. The demo was attended by approximately 30 men from surrounding towns and in the city of Wickliffe. The manhole was a brick structure. It was elliptical at the top of the cone. We had to do a little grouting there to establish a firm starting place for the chimney section rebuild. The street construction was asphalt with concrete underneath. The concrete wasn't in real solid condition, so when we tried to pull the donut or the overcut, it did break. So we had to kind of lift some of those pieces out by hand. Here we're just explaining how everything works to the attendees. We're explaining what's going to happen. We're talking about how the cutout removal works and what we're going to have to do to remediate the masonry problems inside the manhole to do the rebuild. The cutting process took approximately 5 minutes. Once the broken parts of the overcut were removed from the area of the manhole, the rebuilding process was started. We cleaned up the masonry, did a little grouting. And then we were able to start the rebuilding there with the insert liner. Applied all the sealants, the water stop strip. Using the ring saw, the liner was trimmed to the proper elevation and slope. There were no adjusting rings used. The liner sets the casting to the proper elevation, and then when the ready mix concrete is poured around that casting and liner, that becomes your adjusting rings, and your collar all the way to road level. It is a waterproof structure. It's guaranteed not to leak or deteriorate. Now that the liner is cut to the proper height and slope, the men place the casting back on in that bed of white urethane sealant. The lid is replaced. Now we're ready to pour the concrete collar. That'll be a highway mix with epoxy coated rebar. Here we're checking the alignment along the direction of traffic. As you can see, it's perfectly smooth with the road. Now we're pouring the concrete in. There's the epoxy coated rebar. That's a 1/2 inch rebar circle. There's one of those every 6 inches vertically. So this hole got 2 of those. We pour that concrete in dry and then vibrate it into place to consolidate it, making sure that it fills all the voids in around the casting and the insert liner. It's smoothed off and a black dye is applied so that it matches the surrounding street. Here's the condition of the manhole before starting the repair. You can see the masonry not in real good shape. It was 2 to 3 inches lower than it should have been, so we raised it. These are some of the attendees while the cutting is taking place. Here's your before condition. You can see it's sunken and the pavement's cracked, dipped in, bad casting and lid. Here's the finished product. This all happened in under an hour. That structure is guaranteed to be stable. It is epoxy reinforced concrete dyed to match the road. It has a new cast